We thank God for missionary mixing.
Hello. My person is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born January the 15th, 1929. He died April the 4th, 1968. But he was born to Michael King Sr. At that time, his father was a very successful minister. He adopted the name from Martin Luther, from a German Protestant religion leader. And therefore, that's how Martin Luther King Jr. got his name when his dad changed his name too. King entered school at the age of 5. At the age of 12, he was devastated and he tried to commit suicide when he heard the death of his grandmother. He went to Booker T. Washington High School. He skipped the 9th and the 11th grade. He entered Morehouse College at the age of 15. In 1948, he graduated with his Bachelor's of Arts degree. And for the first 2 years, while he was in college, he did not know what his major was going to be. Afterwards, graduating, he was up under a lot of different influence and a lot of different mentors. And he gave his life back over to the Lord because his father views and how his father basically views his religion, King really wasn't all into that. But as a result, he came to the knowledge that the Bible is right and we should follow it. So he did give his life back over to God. And he entered into, in 1951, he graduated with his Bachelor's of Divine from Cozy Theological Seminary. He married Corella Scott and they had 4 children. Martin Luther King became a pastor at the age of 25. He also completed his doctorate of philosophy in 1955 at the age of 26. So that's how he became Dr. Martin Luther King. Jeremiah 1:5 says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before the coming forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation." Reminding you that King did not know he was going to go the ministry route. Martin Luther King was inspired by Gandhi's success with nonviolent activism. He took on a fight for justice. And in their mind, it didn't matter if they went to jail, as long as they went to jail for the right reason. Martin Luther King Jr. became the first president of the SCLC, Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which organized and led lots of different movements. He led the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott. And from 1957 on, he was involved in the Black Power movement from 1966 through 1975. The Civil Rights Acts of 1964, which banned discrimination. He was involved in voting rights, which we can vote today. He was involved in the Immigration and National Service Act in 1965 and the Fair Housing Act of 1968. Martin Luther King had it going on. All King efforts led him to 1963, the March on Washington, where he delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech. Now, we know that his speech was very long, so I'm not going to try to say all that. It's 17 minutes long. But I am going to pull a couple of things out from the "I Have a Dream" part. He says, "I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream." And we know to suffer with Christ is the gain. "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the contents of their character." And we know, "Judge not, that ye be not judged." "I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together." That's Isaiah 40:4. And I'm going to end 5 with, "And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it." This is our hope. this is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out the mountains of despair, a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discord of our nations into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. We know we are helpers one to another. And at the end, we know that he did a thing that had to do with freedom ring. And I'm just going to say the last part, and it says, and when this happened, we will all allow freedom to ring. When we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the word of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Whom the Son set free, he is free indeed.